Okay, yo, hello, welcome to World Radio.
Hello.
You are now tuned in. I'm G. This is Jay Supreme. This episode is very, very special because it's like it's killing what is it? Two birds with one stone.
Yup.
Because you are also now tapped in with BQ. BQ, what up?
Ooh, that's what I like to hear, bro. That's what I'm talking about. So, just so people know, my name is BQ. I go by it ain't exclusive. It ain't EMLN Exclusive. That's the slogan I go by. People always reference me to that. So just a little background, since you guys are wondering.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Southside San Jose. I went to Oak Grove High School. I would just say I'm an entrepreneur coming out of San Jose, trying to build a platform for urban ascending fashion, and also just to provide a distribution of media for urban ascending culture. So yeah, that's a little bit of what I'm doing, just briefly, you know.
Okay.
You got the name with the Dr. Dre of urban fashion.
Yeah, that's what. You know what? That's
Yeah.
crazy that you bring that up because I remember when Danny said that right here in this spot. I was
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, that's cooking." I was like,
that's hard.
I like that. I really respect Danny. He was really a good cat. I've known him for like 5 years now, but we've
Okay.
actually been doing business for like 3. His stuff and his quality of his fabrics and the way he distributes his pieces,
His brand, yeah.
really unique. And honestly, he's just kind of dominating the Twitter space, bro. So I gotta give respect to that. And I kind of been, I'm really self-aware where people's attention's at when it comes to like influence and like media.
Yeah.
I'm always looking at the numbers, the details, and I see his numbers. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
he's doing numbers.
put on, my nigga Danny.
Yeah, he's got a great support system behind him too. So great
And
foundation.
It's all homegrown too. Like he started from like maybe like 1 or 2 retweets, and then
Yep.
now it's like 100 to
Yeah.
200.
I remember like
retweets.
buying his stuff when it was just like little waves. He had little waves. That's when I saw his first piece, and I was like, Danny, I'm gonna need some of these joints on my little platform when I had at the time, because in the very beginning, I didn't even really have the stuff I put out now is a little more structured than it was in the very beginning. In the very beginning, you guys know the Vape Cafe?
I actually don't.
Okay, well the Vape Cafe is
Is
a
that by
vape.
Eastridge?
Yeah, it's right by Eastridge, right in the
Is
corner.
it by the Michaels?
Yup. Right
Oh,
next to
okay,
it.
right,
Yeah,
right,
that's
okay.
a vape lounge, right? So
Okay.
my boy Ray owns it. He's a Panamanian Chinese dude. Shout out to my dude. And he owns it, and he kind of like built the brand there. People always come there. It's a bar. It's like one of the only vape cafes that has a bar. So I asked him if I can rent the wall space there. So it's just like a wall. I'm talking about like as big as the wall in this room right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
and I reached out to the ops, Crew 7, Danny, Infant Legacy, of course. I'm sorry. Prodigy Collective, like all the local brands for San Jose. I reached out to after coming back with my idea from LA, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna link up with these people, put them on the wall. So I rented the wall space, but I did a deal where I didn't pay for it. I did consignment deal where I gave a percentage of what I made. So I didn't invest any money, but the vision of what I was trying to put into reality was possible, even though it wasn't like a store or nothing. But it was kind of easy reference point to start with. So
To start.
yep.
Okay, cool. Real quick, what does EMLN stand for, if it stands for anything?
Ooh, I was waiting for this question. All right. So, EMLN. EMLN is an acronym. So, it's early morning, late nights. It's supposed to represent the duration of time you put into your craft.
Shit.
So, what we represent is hard work and
See,
passion.
now I just liked it a whole lot more.
Yep.
Oh,
So we
early
represent
morning,
hard
late
work and
nights.
passion. So all the brands that we represent in the fashion aspect are brands that we know for a fact that put in work for their fabrics,
Okay.
the designs, like how they distribute it, how they're marketed. Like they look at all the details, and I see it physically. I can visually see it on their media, or they put out extra content to be exposed. Like these are people that deserve a platform. How many people you know that try to get put on your show and they're like, "Hey, can you do an interview with me?" And they fucking suck balls. You feel me? Like they're
Yeah.
trash. And it's not like I don't respect people trying to achieve something. All I'm saying is that if I'm observing you and I see that you're saying you're putting in work, but you're also like partying, you're at level
you're not
44, I
doing
catch you
nothing.
slipping.
Like they don't
come on, homie,
they
bro,
don't
you ain't
correlate.
really- exactly. And I just feel like it's like when someone earns the spot at the Double XL as an artist. You know how good that makes them feel? Like the fact that fulfillment is based on like all the hard work they put in, all the L's they took. That's the reason they get that satisfaction.
Yeah.
If we didn't know what pain is, we wouldn't know what joy is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's something that's easy for me to identify, and I feel like it's really filtered my my inventory, who I put out, who I'm collabing with. Like it just sets the standard. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Cool,
So you're just very selective overall of who you would
Extremely
want.
selective, bro.
Okay.
And
Well, that's
honestly,
good.
bro, I think my mentality has made it easier for me to execute this because I'm just kind of straight up. I'm very blunt. I tell it exactly how it is. And it's not like, some people might take it as constructive criticism, which is always good. Some people might take it as offense or I'm trying to hate. I don't come across that way. I always show love.
Yeah.
My motto for this year is all love 2018.
Okay.
Everybody that's approached me, I've always came at them in some type of optimistic way, where it maybe I can't do some type of business with you, but I'm gonna provide you some type of value. Like shit, I'll repost you. I can take some of your inventory to me at LA, give it to me for free. I'll give it to someone of influence in their hands. You feel me? Like,
Cool.
I'll provide some type of opportunity.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I can only do so much as an individual. But I think me as an individual, like, so like a lot of people kind of ask me about like what my position is in EMLN. Obviously, I'm the founder, right? I would never call myself a CEO. I call myself a navigator. I call myself a person who can put people in the right positions to be maximized, like where they can enhance themselves.
Cool.
Because there's a lot of individuals that we work with that start from nothing. You know?
Yeah. So yeah, a true leader. Leader.
Shit, all day.
So, how important is leadership to you?
Everything. Only because there's a difference between leadership and authority. When it's authority, have you guys ever seen that meme when it show like a guy pushing a rock versus the guy actually pointing to it?
Yeah.
Like I'm the guy pushing the rock with the team. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because all the labor work, all the like the big gateway transactions I have to deal with, they don't see that. Like my team. Like I have a team of people. Like I have a journalist, a videographer, photographer, ambassador, social media marketer, Leslie, Miguel, Jonathan, Ray Rivera, Troy, Anthony McBride. Like we got a lot of people on this
Really
team.
big
Eddie
team.
Quintanilla, Tiani Aguirre, Zulemi Garcia. Like these are people that are all delegated in specific places because I'm not just like, hey, do you do this and you do that? I'm like, nah, like I literally have built relationships with these people prior to doing the business. And I know a lot of people have confusions about building business, personal relationships, and then, you know, business to business. But at the same time, you just have to be self-aware. There's a balance. You know what I mean? Not every person can balance business and build a connection with a person. But I think I've identified everybody's niche. You know what I mean? I've identified where people are, where their strengths at. And I find out if this is even something for them. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that do rapping, but they suck. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people will take it in a different way, but it's a difference between if you've been rapping for 3 years and you haven't gone nowhere, you're delusional. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's not your passion. You know what I mean? It's not. And then once people are, and I've navigated people to even believe that they can do certain things. I'm gonna give you an example. Like, have you guys seen any of the interviews you've done in the past? Like which one?
Oh, you're saying yours?
Not mine, but like
Ours?
EMLN related videos, but anything that wasn't me. Have you guys seen anything? If not, it's good.
To be honest, yes.
Okay.
I when I was thinking of like the whole World Radio thing.
Yep.
I was like, well, who has done it, and like, what can I get from there? So I ran across, I think it was a YouTube video, but you had it was a girl.
Yep. That's what I wanted to transition to. Yep.
Interviewing, and it was dope. You got I saw probably like 5. I couldn't say right now the artist.
No,
you guys interviewed.
But
I
wanted
like,
to use her for an
this.
example. I want to use her for an example. So her name's Annalie Perez, right? Before I started EMLN, I was going to school at De Anza full time, working at Sprint full time, and playing football at the same time.
Goddamn.
So I was doing all 3 things, and I didn't have a car. I was navigating myself through public transportation, bus, on foot. I've always been a hungry, ambitious person. Like I've carried this mentality everywhere I go, from, you know, being a kid on the playground, just trying to make a couple buckets, to the dude in high school flipping hats and flipping mixtapes on the side, to being the salesman at Sprint, #1 salesman, Pinnacle Club winner, like all consistency, you know what I mean? And then applying these same traits as an entrepreneur to building a business. That's because cool, it's all relative, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's crazy because in that process, I went to school and I was a part of this program called the Puente program. And it's like a Latino oriented program for like students that can get resources and get access to colleges and stuff like that. You know, it's a really great program, really successful graduation rate. I didn't graduate though. I dropped out, just so you know. Okay. And Anna Lee was one of my friends in the class, right? And Anna Lee, like, we built a friendship over time because everyone in that program was like best friends. Like, we've all built a culture in there. Right. And Anna Lee, like, and at that time I just started EMLN. I was just writing ideas, just brainstorming. Like, I want to get on YouTube. I feel like there's a lot of exposure on YouTube. I need to get on there. And I was just, at that point, I was in the navigation phase. I was like, who can I put on? Like, let's see what we can do. Okay. And then Anna Lee, I was like, Anna Lee, if you could do anything in life, what would you do? You know what she told me? She's like, I want to be a doctor. And I'm like, word? And I told her, do you like, and this is the thing though, I know Anna Lee already, and I'm like, I've seen her, like, you know what I'm saying, like, be disgusted by like nasty food on Instagram, you know what I mean? So I'm like Anna Lee, if you could do anything, what would you do? And then she's like, I would be a TV host. And I was like, dope, I got an idea. Next thing you know, if you go on our YouTube channel right now, you'll see her interviewing Lil Yace, aka Frank, City Sean, T Carrier, D Mac, and these are some people. They'll be like, "Oh, who's that?" But some of them were on the Panoramic music video with Sage the Gemini, the guy that was singing the second verse. That's D Mac. T Carrier, he's built his influence in San Francisco. Lil Yace, you guys know Lil Yace. He's popping in Sunny. He's from Sunnydale, but he's doing songs with Mozzie, Nef the Pharaoh, and all these other people. And like me exploring this industry with her has allowed me to like really like kick some doors down, like just really just like put my foot in the door, because I'm the type of person where like I'm fed off uncomfortable, like being uncomfortable. Like I get anxiety when I'm sitting down. Like right now, like I'm cool because I'm going in, I'm expressing my passion through the mic. But if I'm not doing shit and I'm in the lab, I'm trying to cook, I'm trying to go do something, I'm trying to put out some content, go sell something, go do a pop-up shop, like I get anxiety. And this is it, I want to touch on this subject too, because growing up I was labeled ADHD, right? And they were like, oh, he can't work between the lines, he's blah blah blah. But honestly, bro, that's just, I mean, in my opinion, that's just their way to sell prescription meds. Right. And I see it as like I have leverage. I have an ability to want to do more than one thing and consistently not get tired of it.
I see it as just like them trying to confine you in your box.
Exactly.
That's how I see it.
And honestly, bro, I mean, I could touch on a lot of subjects that lead into this. Yeah. But like one specific thing is that having ADHD has been literally like me being on steroids. You know what I'm saying? Like me like having an advantage. Like I'm going in.
It's been a blessing.
And like I'm not proud of this, but was it 2 days ago? 2 days ago, I literally worked 24 hours. And I'm not like trying to say this because I'm on mic. I literally was having a conversation with Trizzy, and I was like, because he was with me the whole day. I literally did an interview in the morning. Like I did an interview not even for me. And this is the thing too, what I love about my platform is I provide value to other people. Like I like to help people out, because my platform, I'm able to do that, right? I have avenues where I'm like, hey, I can put you in this door, I can put you in that door. So my homie Matthew Palmer is like, hey, I need to do an audio recording of an entrepreneur, like an actual business owner, because I'm a licensed business owner. He's like, about your story and blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, I can do it, no problem. Just pull up. He's like, oh, I'm gonna record on my phone. I was like, bro, I got the resources, it's all good. Okay. So we did a little podcast, right? I did that for 2 hours. From there, we went to I think it was Deanza. I went to Deanza to go do a public speaking event, and it was just an open mic that Mick Tate did. Mick Tate is like a.
Is that recently?
Yeah, it was just like.
Yeah, I tapped into that.
Yeah, this was, like I said, this was 2 days ago, bro. Yeah. 24 hours, 2 days ago. So I did the public speaking, and that lasted until like 8 o'clock. And then we did a podcast with DJ Eternal right after it, and then from there, I know I'm missing something. What did I forget? After Eternal, we did Eternal. I did the public speaking. No, there was another thing we did. I know there was one more.
He's like, I know we weren't just chilling.
I know we weren't just chilling. We were cooking. All right, anyways, but all I know is that there was editing the show. Editing the show. I was like, there was another podcast we did. I don't know which one. See, I lose track of how much I do, bro.
That's awesome.
But anyways, like what I'm trying to get across is that I built a foundation around me where there's always something to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like the position I'm in, a lot of people in San Jose wish they were in. You know what I mean? I say this confidently because I back that shit up. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you put in the work.
And I'm gonna tell you, bro. Like building this foundation, not only have I been able to provide. I just met Miguel 2 weeks ago. I just met him 2 weeks ago. And they're over here doing content for me. You know why? Because I seen their niche market, and I'm like, hey, I got a platform. I can provide content. I can get you connected. Let's work together. I'm gonna build your craft, and you're gonna help me build this brand, and we're gonna build each other in the process. This is the beauty of being an entrepreneur and knowing how to navigate. This is why I'm more flexible. Yeah. I'm more versatile than a lot of other people. Cool. That's why I've been telling people from the get-go, bro, I'm gonna take over San Jose, but I'm not taking it over. I'm just making it in a better representation. I just feel like there's not like any authentication of someone like when someone meets a certain level, like who's really getting publicized, and when they're getting publicized, how are they getting publicized? Cool, so what I mean by that, bro, is like I just like the fact that I'm able to provide opportunities for other people like these guys, and the rest of the team that I have.
That's awesome, brother.
Yeah.
That leads me to one question, dude. What is in that drink?
Dog.
You gotta tell me, brother. If you're staying up 24 hours,
it's really confidential.
What is in that drink?
It's really confidential. Just know that when it's orange and I'm drinking it, it's EMLN juice.
Okay.
Say no more.
Say no more. That's all you gotta say.
Say less. Like the homies say, bro. Say less.
So
literally, it's orange. I know it's in a Gatorade container, but this is the one I had to pour it in. It's confidential. That's what the license guy said, so I had to keep it on the low.
Okay. How big is competitiveness competitiveness for you?
Everything.
I mean, I know you talked about like being in sports, growing up
Yeah.
in sports, and you seem like a competitive dude,
Oh,
which I love because
Mm.
I'm the same way.
Mm.
I'm the same way when it comes to certain fields.
Yeah, yeah,
you
of
know,
course.
Obviously, you know
Yeah,
when
yeah,
to
of
let go of
course.
the gas and just chill.
Yeah, yeah.
But I love that, especially if you're saying you're an entrepreneur.
Yep.
You need to have that edge. So
Yeah,
how
you
big
have
is
to.
that for you?
It's everything. I feel like I have the upper hand in it, and the reason why is because, like I said, bro, there's just things that a lot of people will never know that I have done to get to where I'm at. And this is why I'm doing differently. I'm having these guys follow me around so that way I can actually document it. So
Okay.
people can actually see the progress and the legacy being built. So then when people question me, like, why is BQ the person that's circulated around EMLN? Well, motherfucker, I put in work 24 hours in one day. What have you done? You see what I'm saying? It's just perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I really emphasize on the brand. So I've been doing EMLN for 3 years, but people have barely really recently found out me like less than 6 months ago.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I think my approach is really just building internally, structure, focusing the actual development of the brand, and then just the business module. You know what I mean? Just there's a lot of information that people don't really understand or don't take the time to understand that get to this certain level. And I'm not saying I'm above other people, which obviously I am, and also I'm under, but the factor is I'm in a progressive stage. Like I'm trying to level my game up every single day, like every day, nonstop.
Yeah, cool. So we talked team building, but networking is huge as well.
Ooh.
And that's something that's something you just explained that you do.
Yup. Yeah, I'm gonna give you all a little tip. Oh, not tip, but I'm gonna give you all a little idea of what I did to kind of build my network. So recently I put a campaign on social media. It was on Twitter and Instagram, and I said whether it's 15 minutes or an hour, I said let's literally, whether you're a business person, a dancer, athlete, whatever you do in whatever niche market, let's all just link up in downtown San Pedro and let's just go, right? And then Jonathan was one of the people that pulled up. Ray Rivera pulled up. Alex Maldonado. And Seth Pasoni, they all pulled up. It was just 5 people though, not big people. I didn't expect a lot. I was just experimenting. I put it out. We did 3 different sessions, right? So we did one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one at the lab at night.
That's dope.
And then it was 5, 3, and 2. And Miguel was one of the people because his sister Leslie, she's my social media marketer. She handles the content creation. She came to the meeting on the west side, right there, the Starbucks right by Santana Row, and we linked up, we talked, and she mentioned Miguel too as well. And she's like, "Oh, Miguel, he does video editing. He's also interested in." But she was just telling me like he doesn't have any content to create. Like he does a bunch of stuff, but I think he would be a huge asset. And I was like, "Oh, bring him in." I meet this guy on the spot. I was like, "Yo, bro, like this guy." I clicked with him right away.
Cool.
Like that's the thing too, is that you develop chemistry with people that are just in the same interests.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like I've done a good job, is just filtering out the difference between the people that would actually be committed or who are actually passionate versus the ones that are money orientated or in it for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
'Cause
just,
I mean, like building it, like there's not gonna be that much income coming in, so you gotta have that passion behind it as well.
And I'm very straight up, bro. I'm just gonna tell people like, hey, look, you love doing what you do. Would you do it midnight, daytime, afternoon? Are you willing to do that? Okay. Okay. So let me tell you this right now. I don't got no money for you, bro. I got nothing for you, but I got resources, I got connections, and I can guarantee you, if you invest your time right now, I'll make it worth it in the long run. It's just a matter of believing in me. You know why? Because I believe in myself. There's no one that believes in me as much as I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the level where I have literally programmed alchemy in my brain, where I'm just like, whatever I believe it's gonna happen, it's gonna become. So I don't know, bro. I just think I'm on another level, bro. I'm not trying to sound cocky. It's just a matter. I'm just really confident in my craft. You know what I mean?
I think you would come off cocky to people that aren't
open-minded
or at that level yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a certain caliber. You know what I mean?
Judgment gets a negative connotation all the time. Judgment,
Yeah.
But you seem to have a good judgment of character, which is fucking key.
Yeah.
Key to team building.
Major key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you find yourself reading a lot of people sometimes, like?
Yeah, I know.
Either through social media first, because I mean you meet a lot of people through.
Yeah.
Your first interaction is they liked your tweet. Who is this person? You go through their page. Do you often find like you judging too much that person, and then you meet them and they're different, or like how do you go about that? Like,
I think I've just been through so much like cutting people off and kind of like filtering down my whole life. Well, I mean, obviously not my whole life, but I mean throughout those phases. So I mean, I think like I'm just so quick to just I don't how do you say, I don't dwell, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people in these situations, they dwell like, oh, they could have potentially been this. If they're not that person, on to the next one. Okay. There's 7.2 billion people on this planet, bro.
Fucking wild.
You know what I mean? Like in reality, and this is what I was telling my people, they're like, oh man, like, oh, one person was there for one day and then he cut out. Bro, I've been in this game for 3 years, bro. I had a whole team there was a time period where I had 7 people, they're all gone. Wow. Look, they're all gone, all of them. And I wish them the best. You know what I'm saying? They're all doing their own thing, and I support everything they do, and I always will. It's just a game. This is the game I signed up for. You're gonna have people who are gonna be in it. They're gonna have people that are temporary, and people are always temporary, bro. That's my philosophy. Like, and I don't mean it in a bad way. Like, these guys are gonna venture off eventually, pursuing their own business and their own passion. I just wish I can provide some type of support system to get them in a better position. Because right now, these guys are cutting their process in half. I had to go 3 years. They might go a year and a half to get to where I want to be. You see what I'm saying? It's just a matter of like understanding the game and seeing how you navigate it and how you can navigate people to help you build everything else around it. You know?
Yeah. It's a mark of a true businessman. I mean, if you have a business and you want it to grow,
hell yeah,
you're eventually gonna have the people you started with are eventually gonna start fading out. You got to get new people.
Yeah, bro. It happens all the time, dog. You be
keep growing. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah. Something I like about you is you're connecting the dots, and that's something that we try to do. Yeah. I mean, that's the point of War Radio. That's the point of Base Stock SJ. That's the point of like what we do. We want to get people from Twitter to real life, and we want to build a culture of just support, love, just team building, whatever. It's kind of similar visions. So that's I commend you, brother.
Because thanks, dog.
Not a lot of people out here are doing that. And this is the time.
Honestly, dog, what I love about how I am is I'm just so urgent. Like I just like I said, I got that anxiety, bro. Like I can't be still. And my mom and my brother, they give me so much shit about it. You know, they're like, bro, why are you always trying to leave the house? Like, why are you not here? Like, why don't my brother be giving me the most shit? He's like, dude, just chill, just sit down. Like, don't do nothing. I'm like, I'm not like crazy or no. I'm not like, pacing back and forth. I'm just like, I gotta do something, you know what I mean? Like growing up, bro. Awesome, like dude. Growing up, I've always like, even as a kid, I've always felt like there was something I was destined to do. Like I feel it, and I've always embraced it. Some people, they just like, oh, you know what I mean? Like they just don't think much of it because they see reality. Society has designed everything to be like a certain way. I believe in what I think. You know what I mean? I just kind of like believe it into existence. You know, so. That's why I go by the whole factor. I'm going to be the P. Diddy of Silicon Valley. Like, that's what I'm going with right now. Because the direction I'm building my personal brand and navigating my business brand is going to put me on a whole different pedestal with Silicon Valley.
So how do you feel that market is right now? Do you think it's for the taking?
It's for sure for the taking. It's like up for grabs right now, honestly. Because I know there's a lot of people of influence in San Jose putting a lot of work. And I commend them. Like, I see they're doing their thing. I respect them. I want to work with all of them. I just see it as like, I can see y'all within the distance. You know what I'm saying? It's a competitive game, but it's a friendly competitive game. You see what I'm saying? So like whatever I got to do to get in that position to be the influence and be the gateway platform for people to get a certain level, I would love to be it because I feel like I would provide a lot more opportunities than the ones that currently hold that gateway key.
Okay.
Because I can grow a lot. You know what I mean? I can grow. Look what I did with these guys in 2 weeks. This guy's made 3 episodes of Tapped In with BQ. He's been to 3 different events and produced all forms of content and put a giveaway that had 5,200 engagements. You know what I'm saying? These are numbers and facts that I know that I was able to do, but I couldn't do them by myself. This is the thing about people that are entrepreneurs and think they can do it all the way by themselves. It's not possible, dog. I don't give a fuck who you are, bro. It's not possible. It's really not. Even the people, the most influential, they did it by themselves at a certain time period, but eventually they inherited more people to do more work that they replicated their individual work. You know what I mean?
At some point, like doing it on your own won't get you as far as doing it with the team.
Yeah, it's just limiting yourself. That's all I'm saying. You're just limiting yourself. I'm not saying you won't be successful. That's not a blanket statement. I'm just saying you're limiting yourself because it's always true. You can always use more help. You know what I mean?
Yes. Okay. Damn. This is a lot to take in. I wanted this. I didn't want like to have questions already formulated.
Nah, hell yeah, bro.
Because this is where the gems are, bro.
That's how I do my. I don't have anything on the table when I do my podcast either.
Cool, yeah.
At all.
Yeah, I'm just trying to connect everything now, and just real quick for the viewers and for myself, can you like reiterate what you're doing with
pitch this right
with EMLN again? Because I see you're doing like I see you got the clothing part. Different people.
Yeah. This is how I position this interview right now. I did it on purpose like this.
But what's the there's like I know there's more to it, but okay.
So everything is a calculated decision, right? Me positioning the way you answer that question was calculated from the very beginning when I walked in here, right?
Okay.
Is it time to make it public? You already know what I'm talking about. EMLN. All right, I think it's time. All right, look.
All right, it's time, baby.
I'm gonna do it on award radio. I think it makes sense. All right, look. So I mean, it's gonna be huge, bro. So the capital of Silicon Valley is in manifestation process, right?
Yeah.
So when I'm identifying a capital, I'm thinking like Los Angeles, New York, Miami. All those capitals, what do they have? They have nightlife, they have media, they have fashion, they have fitness, they have everything, right? Silicon Valley, in perception of people from Denmark, from Switzerland, from New York, they're like, what are they doing over there? Like, that makes them so much more advanced than everywhere else. Like, their perception of Silicon Valley is like tech. They led with tech, right? The exposure is that's where, and now they made a show called Silicon Valley on HBO. Like, these are entities that are now being attracted to this population. You know, the population in San Jose in 2010 was 1.2 million. You know what it is now? It's 2.7. 2.7 million people. Now look at the demographic in Los Angeles. It's not that far away, bro. It might be doubled more than what it is in San Jose, but the progression level from the past 6 years, you don't see all these buildings they're making. Who do you think is going to live there? These are people. We're adding people to the city. Now, this is where the vision with EMLN comes in. So Silicon Valley, they're gonna be led with tech. Hollywood is media. Hollywood is whatever people led with. It's more like media. It's more like movies and stuff like that. But in the tech, now you're getting a whole demographic of people coming this way. But if you look at like Nipsey Hussle, YG, Kendrick Lamar, they have built their brand from Crenshaw, from Compton, and they have been able to navigate themselves into this industry without even being whatever it is. They're not an actor, they're not this, they're not an athlete, but they're still hanging out with them. How? Their personal brand has built the versatility for them to associate. So where I'm leading into this, EMLN is no longer EMLN Exclusive. It's just EMLN. EMLN is the main entity, right? Now imagine EMLN Labs. EMLN Labs is our media production. That's what Tapped In with BQ is associated with. That's where the Look Show will be associated with. That's where the Product of Our Environment will be associated. These are shows that we haven't even made public yet. This is a media. EMLN Exclusive is the fashion district. EMLN Exclusive is the fashion concept, is the fashion complex. These are industries that we're developing under our own ecosystem. Now, what's that going to do? It's going to allow people like you guys, people like these guys, to have forms of opportunities. Why is it important for someone in the home city to do this? Because you know what's going to happen? Someone's going to do it regardless. Now, is it going to be the top 5%, or is it going to be someone come from LA to Silicon Valley to make it happen, or is it going to be one of us?
Like, who would you rather have it be, with some cat from out of town, or like someone that's homegrown?
It's got to be from the hometown, bro. Why do you think people respect Kendrick Lamar and Nipsey Hussle so much? Because they're from the hometown. Why are they such huge assets? Gary Vee was just kicking it with Nipsey Hussle. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't process these things. Like, the reason I'm chilling with you guys right now, there's people that fuck with you guys so tough, and then now that they heard this interview, and they're gonna be like, hey, that shit that the BQ was talking about, I low-key fuck with him now. You know what I'm saying? We're inheriting audiences. Now imagine if all the people that I select, that I want to be a part of this organization, we built an internal brand with it, the same way like people on Complex are famous because they're a media host for a certain show. It's the same concept. It's just people don't. This is why San Jose has been a consistent failure cycle for people trying to build a business, is because everyone's been using the same strategy. Oh, everybody hates on my music. Everybody hates on my business. Everybody blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. I got to fucking throw it in there. But what it is, dog, is that it's just like I've been saying this for the past 3 days because I feel like it's hot right now. It's just like what Albert Einstein said. If you do something over and over again and accept different results, it's insanity. Legitimately, it's insanity. So what I have done for the past 2 years is that I've been going to LA, I've been going to Vegas, I've been going to Seattle, I've been going to Oregon, I've been going to Miami, I've been going to New York. I've been building my connections outside of the Bay Area. I've been building my audience outside. I've been getting sales and shipments sent to New York and sent to Connecticut. I've been associating, making phone calls with people outside the Bay Area. So that way, coming to 2018, I'm using my audience outside the Bay Area as leverage. Because if you don't fuck with me from the South Side, well, guess what? I got homeboys out in Las Vegas that have been buying from me. You know what I mean? And I just seen that strategy as a way of taking advantage of my brand. You know what I mean? Because my brand is relatively familiar for some people's eyes. And I'm just trying to maintain that by being more consistent. Now, the volume that we're going to be over congesting people with content, because now our organization is just growing and growing, and it's continue growing. So long story short, bro, I'm just trying to build an ecosystem that allows other avenues of opportunity for other people, because the reality is it's going to come here sooner or later. And it is. I know for a fact, because this is going to happen as soon as 10 years. Yeah. People don't see it coming. Yeah. And the reason why it's important for people like me to be alive is because net neutrality will push through one day. Mm-hmm. It didn't push through now. It has to go through Congress. But the reality is they want to limit the entrepreneurs. They don't want people making money that is not taxed. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are opportunities that will not be here. Don't you remember when burgers were 70 cents?
I love those days. I wasn't even around during those times.
We went for 30 minutes already?
Yeah.
Oh, easy. I didn't even realize that. I feel like I was cooking more at the end towards the beginning.
All right. Hold on. All right, we'll try it again.
1, 2, 3. We left off on burgers, 70 cents. But like, you're talking about like inflation and things going up, people getting taxed and shit.
It's real serious, because there's a lot of people that are they're just seeing this opportunity pass by, and then one day, when internet and all that gets more, it costs more money to be a part of, they're gonna look back and be like, damn, remember that time when internet was free?
Yeah, and we didn't take advantage of that platform.
And remember when you can made money off of YouTube before they priced it even higher than what it is now?
That shit's wild.
People don't perceive these. People don't think about these things. You know why? Because a lot of people are in complacent positions. Mm-hmm. It's not that they won't. They will explore these opportunities, but it's gonna be too late. It's just like Bitcoin. Bitcoin was approaching me a year before it started popping, but I didn't even seize on it either, because I was like, I've always been an entrepreneur some way. Like, I've always been putting my foot in the door with some type of business. Like I went to I was doing this like travel agency thing, like for like a little like small amount of time period. But the guy I met, he presented me Bitcoin. He was from Atlanta, and I was doing like FaceTime calling, just learning marketing skills and stuff like that. And you know, just like that opportunity is what I'm saying though. That example.
Yeah.
Like, I am the current Bitcoin. That's what I'm saying. EMLN Exclusive is the current Bitcoin. I'm sorry, EMLN. EMLN is the main Bitcoin right now.
Okay, cool. Cool, yeah. I mean, the reason I had to reiterate that question or bring it back up is because, you know, I seen the pieces you're trying to put together, so I knew there was more to it. Real quick though, while you were talking, I'm like, who has this guy been influenced by? Like, who does he look up to? Because, I mean, you might have it's just you. It's in your character. Yep. But I feel like there's something like, who do you look up to, or what do you?
I've definitely inherited bits and pieces from multiple mentors. Like, I literally have mentors. Like, I can say mentors. Like, there are people that legit have sit with me and been like, okay, like, this is how I learned it, or this is how I did this, or teach me the ropes, or shadowed. My first mentor is Frankie Santiago. He owned a bedsheet brand company. So his bedsheet brand was called Sleepy Sheets. So he basically bought bulk orders of bed, and he branded it as Sleepy Sheets, and opened 4 kiosks in 2 in Stone Ridge, 1 at Oak Ridge, and 1 at Great Mall. And that was his business module, and he grew it from there, and now he branched out to Las Vegas, and that's where he does it mainly now. Wow. So that's someone who was my mentor. He was when I was 18 years old, when I first started the idea of EMLN, I just never pursued it. The idea has always been around. It's just always been small, and it's been filtering and transcending as time's gone. But he was my mentor. Zaid Ahmed, he's the owner of the California Wild Solutions Sprint franchise. It's like a 32 location company. Over their net worth is over $1 million, definitely. But he's at a very young age, when I was working at Sprint, I mentioned earlier, I grew from that company from a consultant all the way up to a manager, almost a district manager. So I've always been associated with the professional sales environment. Okay. So that's what gave me the skills to literally just bring it here and just go ham. You know what I mean? That's dope. That's dope. And that's why I have an advantage again, bro. Like I said, I just inherited different skills from different people that allowed me to talk the way I talk. Yeah. Be confident the way I am. Yeah. And you know, but Zaid Ahmed is the owner, and this guy is a freaking genius. Like, this guy is literally, his key elements are like strategic, being a very everything's a strategy. Very outsourcing, urgency. Boy, this guy has some urgency. I'm gonna tell you why this job taught me so much, because I was one of the guys that was at the kiosk. I was the one greeting, like, hey, what kind of phone you got? Let me holler at you real quick. I was one of those annoying dudes, you feel me? But that taught me persistence. That gave me tough skin. People rejected me every single day. So if I pitch a business idea to someone and they say no, I'm not gonna cry about it for the rest of the day. I'm gonna go to the next one. You feel me? Yeah. Like, that's just my mentality, because I've just been through so much failure. Yeah. It just makes no sense to not keep going. You know?
Yeah. That's fucking dope, brother.
What's that saying? Fail often?
Fail forward.
Fail forward, yeah.
Forward all the time, all day, every day, man, for real.
That's cool. Yeah, man, I feel like that whole process has given you a lot of wisdom. I mean, you're wise beyond your age. You said we graduated the same year.
Yep.
It doesn't feel like it.
I know, I get that, bro. Sometimes people perceive
you feel a little older.
And don't get me wrong, I'm goofy, man. I'm goofy off the camera. I'm goofy where I go. But in reality, I'm not gonna lie. I'm intellectual too. Like, I know what I'm talking about, and I feel confident the way I'm going. That's why I'm really planting my seed with some investors. I'm really trying to get the door kicked off as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I have a lot of plans for February and March.
Okay.
I haven't made public a lot of things yet because we're really just building internally, like behind closed doors. If you guys follow my Instagram and my social media, I put out a lot of behind the scenes content and none of the public stuff. Like, people are just wondering what we're cooking up, you know what I mean? Because we're literally in the lab cooking every day. Like, we just did some interviews with Karan Streets. He was featured on the Double XL, and he was in the movie Kicks on Netflix. Cheeto Beawuzi plays for the Dallas Cowboys. He pulled up to the lab. Flying Marciano, that's Trax Million's nephew. Like, just DJ Eternal.
Yeah.
But these are people that I don't just grab any person.
Yeah.
I target people that have some type of community. They have built some type of influence.
Yeah.
And they have their own platform. And it's like, obviously they have some quality, you know, of some sort. And most importantly, I target people who I know they're ascending. They're in the process of getting to a higher standard. Like, they're aiming high. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but
yeah. Recently, I believe it was on Instagram, might have been on Twitter.
Social media post.
You put up a picture of nothing crazy. You put up a picture of you with like a radio show. What was that? Who are they? And like, what was that about?
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, I'm so glad you brought this up. I am the definition of an opportunist. So I'm gonna tell you how this played out. So my boy Trizzy, he owns his own label. It's called Channel 88. He's Flammy Marciano and Henry Hoole's manager. So he does a lot of background business related stuff. He associates with like sponsorships of like Kaliva and all these weed dispensaries. But homie, he's the one that invited me to be around when he was gonna get interviewed, because he's already built his brand where he can get interviewed and do all his own stuff. So I went with him, and I was just chilling in the back. Literally, I was just chilling right behind him. And Latour, she's the host of KJSJ. It's 90.5. It's like San Jose State radio, but anywhere in San Jose you can hear it though.
Okay.
So he invited me, and they were in the middle of the radio. I just came in like right when they're in, and I was like, oh, you know, I was like, hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? And then as I sat there,
just like,
she's like, oh, who's that behind you? She's like, oh, that's BQ. He's like, oh, that's BQ. Like, 'cause she heard me before, but not like recently, but like from before. And then she's like, maybe one day we can get you on this on the radio. And I was like, I'm ready right now.
Your urgency, brother.
She's like, oh, hop in. I was like, all right, say less, hop in. And then I started spilling my guts, and then I documented it, and that way I posted, and that's content. That's how I see it. It's just people don't think like me, bro. They think so limited. I think all angles. You know what I mean? I got so many. It's like I have 3 brains, bro. I don't even know how to elaborate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think
that's cool, man.
People having me as their leader is giving me all the leverage for them in the world. You know what I mean? Because I just think this whole motto of #AllLove2018 is giving me so much leverage, because I'm sincere about helping other people. You know what I mean? Like, I see what people are lacking skills in or what they can do better in, and I just target and I aim for those, and I see what I can do on my end to help them. Even if it's something simple as like just getting them to take photos at a show, like him, for example. You know what I mean? Like, just something small like that, it can build such of a difference for someone else. It might not mean nothing to me, but it might mean everything to someone else.
Yeah, bro. Because that opportunity can lead to like another opportunity. Then boom, you get booked to like EDC or like a fucking, I don't know, like another event.
The consistency on how much we work, we've built so many connections. Like, these guys got to meet Cash, the artist. He does murals in the city. He brought his manager does real estate. Like, these are just so many people that are just always gonna be around me, because I put myself in these positions that they now get to be a part of. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna go to sneaker games February 18th in LA all together.
What is that?
It's like 5 games. It's a big sneaker trade show. It's not as big as sneaker con, but it's in LA. It's gonna be at the LA Expo Center during NBA All-Star weekend. Nice. So it's gonna be super active.
It's gonna be packed.
So I go to a lot of these shows. So like in the show, she said, "Oh, you've been out of the state doing a lot of stuff outside." I've been doing just those shows. Like, I'll go to the show, I'll bring all my stuff over there, and I'll sell it. I don't just go to buy. I go to sell. I go to hustle. I don't go there just to be a consumer. It don't make no sense for me at that point, you know?
Yeah.
And I built a lot of connections being out there. You know what I mean? I've associated with like CJ So Cool, the owners of Original Work, which is a brand from New York. They got 2 stores out in Manhattan, Soho District. Like, these are people that are growing that I'm learning off of. This is why what makes me more knowledgeable over it. A lot of people that I've associated with. I just see myself as a leader, bro. At the end of the day, that's just how I see myself.
I love that, man.
Because like you can easily hold on to all that game, but I like how you're just like giving it freely. You know,
I mean, I'm just and you mentioned earlier about influences, and it's mainly like Gary Vee. Like, his content is just so like, it's so sincere, it's so real, like it's so authentic. Like I'm fond of that. Like I want to replicate that in my own way. Because I mean, be honest, I'm not no business professional. I did grow up in Southside San Jose, low economic background. Like all my homies went through different struggles, and I was around all that. Like I didn't go through. I wasn't living in no rock. Don't get me wrong. I was fortunate to live in a 2-story house with my parents, and they said they provided for me. I was in a situation, but I learned at a young age to hustle though. Like in middle school, like I'm not proud of this, but I used to hit licks on some CDs that were like hot, like Young Jeezy, Hustler, The Game, and I would get brand new blank discs, make copies of each one, and sell them for $5 each on campus. I was the first kid in middle school to have a sidekick. A sidekick was like an iPhone X at this time. Yeah, you feel me? So I was over here hustling. I had it in my genetics. You know what I mean? It was just like normal for me.
I like that you say that about genetics, because now looking back in high school, I had some boys selling Gatorades. Yep. I had some boys just flipping shit, bro. Yep. And it's just like
EMLN juice.
Yep. But it's not everybody. There's little people here and there doing that are already in that mentality at such a young age. And
even in this time too, there's a lot of people like, bro, this is why I know more than people, because they don't even see how many of these youngsters are making money. I go to SneakerCon, all of them, bro. I try to go as many as I can. And I see like kids at 16, 17 years old buying tables. These tables are expensive as shit too. They're expensive. And they're not only just buying them, but they're selling their own stuff. And they're leaving earlier than the other vendors because they already sold all their stuff. Oh, shit. You know how much they make off of that? Like 10 G's, bro. Damn. Young kids at the age of 17, 18, 19 years old doing it. Like making it happen.
That's crazy.
When I first had the vision of EMLN, I went through a set of problems, a set of hardships that led me to drop out of school. I got kicked out. I got licked. All my stuff got robbed. That's what led to me to drop out of school, because it was all my MacBook, my iPad, like everything that was all school related was gone. And I was just in a bad place mentally. And I was like, you know what? I'm about to cut to LA. I'm gonna get away. I'm gonna just find myself. At that time, I didn't have EMLN. It was just like an idea on paper. But I still was like, I'm gonna do a business. I just didn't know what. So I went to LA, and my cousin, he's an implant surgeon. He does like implant hair surgeons for like famous people and stuff like in LA. Oh, fuck. And
like,
so
and legs and shit.
Yeah, like all that crazy stuff. I don't even know. He showed me a video one time. I was disgusted. I was like, so like I stayed with him, but he was really busy. So he's like, I can't kick with you, but SneakerCon's gonna be in town for the first time, and they're not for the first time, but they're doing it for free for the first time. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go check it out, see what it's about. Yeah. So I was like, go. I went to Office Depot right down the street. I ganged up this girl. I flirted with her, and I was like, hey, what's up? You think you made me some business cards? Because they don't make them on the spot. They only make them like, they have to order it, ship it 2-3 days. Yeah. And this is where my salesmanship plays a lot of big part in my opportunities, because I convinced her to make me business cards right on the spot, and I used those at the show as like my reference point for people. That's fucking dope. So I went to the show, and I was like, oh, my name is BQ from EMLN Exclusive. I'm an ambassador for a company out of Silicon Valley. I was playing mind games. I presented myself like I was already established. Yeah. So it gave me leverage. So people were already like, oh, they were giving me all the gems. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do this, I do that. My homie this, he does this. I was just getting connected. Okay. Shoot. Data. Business cards. Next thing you know, I meet Lester. He's the owner of a brand from LA called Struggle Lifestyle. And I was really cool with dude, because he was young just like me, and we were like around the same age. And I was like, oh, like I like your brand, blah, blah, blah. He fucked with me so much that he gave me 2 tickets to the bank sale for free. And I was like, oh, if you guys don't know what the bank sale is, it's a big show that they host every year in LA, that they have fashion walkways, and they have like 200 vendors, and they have like people like I Am Sue, Nipsey Hussle, DJ Mustard. They come to perform. The one I went to though, Nipsey Hussle and Blake from Popular Demand, they did a workshop, and that workshop was like bread. It was like $400 to get in, to get the stuff. So this is where it comes back to me being an opportunist. I don't know if you ever go down my Instagram, but you'll see a video of me sitting down there watching Nipsey Hussle talk. How I got there without money was I went to the show. It's a 2-story event, so I was on the first floor where the workshop was at. I went to the bar because I did have $7 to get me a Red Bull vodka. So I did me a little finesse. I went there, did a couple Reggie Bush spins into the workshop, and then I sat down in the 4th row right behind some people early. There was no security. So I socialized. I was talking to these 2 guys. One was Eric. One was, I forgot the other guy's name, but I met them. And I told him, I was like, I'll be honest, bro. I kind of snuck in here. He's like, oh, for real? They were hella cool. They're like, hey, sit right here. You know what I'm saying? They sat right next to him. So I sat right next to him, and I was like, whoa, I can't believe I'm doing this. An hour goes by. I'm in the show. All I see is Blake from Popular Demand walk up first. He gives his presentation, starts spilling hella game about how he built his business. Have you guys heard about Blake from Popular Demand?
No, I didn't.
So
I heard Popular Demand.
Yeah, it's like a real famous brand. They usually have like half naked girls taking pictures and stuff. But
I mean, I've seen Popular everywhere. Yeah.
So they had a campaign on a billboard in downtown LA, and it had LA versus St. Louis. This is when the Rams came from St. Louis to LA, and it had a better than sign towards LA. So it built hella controversy, and then the news was like, oh, that's that's not classy, because it looked like the Rams, it was in the Rams colorway. It looked like the Rams did it, but it was Popular Demand that did it. So they did it, built so much controversy, and then next thing you know, they had all the people on the news filming it, and then people were like, oh, that's fucked up, blah blah blah, and then they had him on the interview, and he's spicing it even more. He's like, yeah, it's clearly, I mean, who goes to St. Louis? LA's the better city. But he knew what he was doing. It was his marketing.
I mean, good publicity. Publicity.
So, yeah, exactly. So I got to talk to him. I asked him a question about interns and stuff like that. And then Nipsey came in, and Nipsey, he gave his presentation about what he does, and I didn't even know how business oriented he was until then. Like, we were on Nipsey recently, like, about business, but I mean, bro, he's been in the game for a minute. You know what I mean? Like, he has a collab book with an author. He has his foot in the door with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and like real estate, like just different stuff that people don't know about. That because the thing is about business, bro, is that at the end of the day, no matter what niche you go to, you're gonna come back to business. Look at Patrick Willis. Look at Vernon Davis. They opened a business out here in Silicon Valley. It's the same thing, bro. It's just people don't think ahead of time. It's just, I don't know. It's just different.
Was it they were clowning Chameleonaire when he was at the Warrior game?
Yep.
Then like he put up that post, he's like, man, I see all that tech industry. Like that's like smart people. Like that's real
he's an
money.
investor, and even in the DACA and all that.
Cool. I'm gonna say this, but it's gonna lead to a bigger question at the end.
Yep.
But I like being an opportunist too.
Hell yeah.
So I see a lot of like events that people are throwing that maybe we can go to. Either just go and see what gems we pick up, who we meet, network and stuff like that. But I also like to bring people with me that are doing certain things. So for example, there's this organization called TFCU, and they host kind of like TED Talks. They had one recently in at San Jose State. And I just was on Instagram and I saw it. I was like, cool. I was like, let's pull up. So I invited Josh and I invited my boy Lucas. And we pulled up because Pilo was going to be doing some public speaking there. And I was like, I'm going to invite Lucas. Lucas trying to do his rap thing. So I'm like, let's see what happens, We get there. And this is where, like, it's just in the genes of, like, being a hustler or, like, being an opportunist. We're sitting down, and then Lucas, like, Pilo was finishing his talk, and the event was about to end. And Lucas was like, let's catch him outside. Like, let's talk to him. We're like, dope, let's do it. So we sneak out the back door. We're over there, like, waiting for Pilo. We just really just want to have a one-on-one conversation about, like,
anything.
Where he thinks, we should take this whole thing. So, I mean, we saw that opportunity. We got to talk to him.
Damn.
We talked to him and
Calais.
And, like, we were real genuine. And we're like, hey, we're not trying to waste you guys' time. We're not doing, like, but we just really want to, like, just,
we're trying to
trade some gems.
This opportunity.
Yeah, something. So, like, just little things like that, that set you apart from, like, you could be that person that raps and stuff and like really wants to talk to Pilo, but don't take that extra step to really try to go and do that. But anyways, I want to transition to public speaking. And just would you, or do you have a vision of like doing something like that?
Hell yeah, bro. Okay. Trust me, I already have like things like I want to do, but I know it's not the right time. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
I want to do real estate. I want to do public speaking. I want to own a Nicaraguense restaurant. Like I want to do a lot of things. Okay. But I mean, I'm so early in my life right now. I'm only 20% into my life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't really think about that. People always think like, oh, I'm old. I'm 25. I'm like, bro, you're so fucking young. Like, how could you think like that? You know what I mean? Like the biggest,
already have that mentality.
You know what I mean?
Already.
Like the biggest franchise in history wasn't manifested until the dude was 67 years old, which was KFC. And that was before
the Colonel.
Yeah, that was before McDonald's took over in 2009.
That's why I didn't know that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't perceive that. The owner of the Miami Dolphins, that boy be active. You know what I'm saying? The only reason I know is because I watch Gary Vee's vlogs, and they show that guy. Like, whatever people do, the energy is what keeps you young. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, what keeps me sane, what keeps me happy is like me staying motivated. You know, what keeps my team active is me staying motivated because they're influenced by me. You see what I'm saying?
That's cool.
So I can't slow down at all.
Yeah,
I have no time to slow down.
I love that, man. I love that. My mindset is always like, I haven't even pressed the gas yet.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I haven't even started.
Oh,
like,
bro, trust me.
Everything I've been doing is like, I haven't even, like, there's so much more.
Hell yeah.
That to tap into that potential, man. So, cool. Got any more questions?
I hope so. I can keep going.
You want to touch on something else real quick? Something that we haven't touched on?
Yeah, hold on. Let me just pass my phone real quick. Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm good with the...
Real quick, what happened to that girl that you had hosting?
Oh, she moved to Santa Barbara.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she went to school out there, so she did her own thing and stuff like that. She still supports everything. I be seeing like her retweet all my stuff, but
cool.
Yeah, I mean, she's just doing her own thing. We're just far away from her. I would mind, you know, be like, hey, what's up? Let's do it again or do something else. But right now, I'm trying to navigate with what I got right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Okay, cool.
I got a lot of talent that I haven't even made public yet. You know what I mean? So we're just trying to figure it all out first.
Cool, dope. All right. Shit, man.
I feel like I answered everything on my own, huh? Just like going in.
Yeah. Nah, but it's good. I like this. It was great.
Yeah. Hell yeah, bro. Honestly, like, the only thing I really want to pick up on, like, what I want to emphasize is, like, I don't see competition. Like, I'm not like I don't acknowledge it. I'm just so focused. Like, I'm so laser focused right now
that it's not even
that it doesn't even, like, I'm not looking at it. You know what I mean? And so there's a lot of people I know that I'm sleeping on that I probably need to take more advantage of, like, maybe consider working together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to build with my momentum in my business, is that I'm trying to present in a fashion where, like, we can all win. Like, there's a way. You know what I mean? Like, people don't like the perception of not being their own boss. But the way I'm navigating with these guys, like, I'm trying to build their craft to the point where they've mastered it. So if we inherit any other interns, guess what? You're a boss. You got people.
That's the sign of a true leader, man. Fostering independence. That's what leaders do.
And
man.
it's hella serious, bro, because I mean, like, these guys, he's 18 years old, he's 22, like, they're young, you know what I'm saying? And, like, it can only be, like, we just cut their process in half, and I just can't even emphasize that on any more level, bro. It's just, it only makes sense. Yeah. And, like, the way we're hustling right now, like, we're trying to get our face on everywhere. I mean, you didn't invite me, I DM'd you guys. You see what I'm saying? Like, even with Cole One's ENT, I DM'd him. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not wasting no time. Like, every single day, there's something to do. Like, if you go to our lab, which one day you guys will go to our lab, you're going to see that we have a schedule of Sunday through Saturday. There's always something to do.
That's fucking
And we're all
dope.
circulated. Like, we have our workshop Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. Those are the days where we're, like, engaging and just doing stuff. Bro, I have a guy named Anthony McBride on my team. He's our marketing director, right? This guy reverse engineered the whole concept lifestyle, what Apple, Nike, and Coca-Cola represent. And he literally broke it down detail by detail, which was just so much education that was just being made from some guy that dropped out of college. You see what I'm saying? And I think this is another thing that I want to touch on, is that education comes in so many different avenues. It's not like back in the day when mommy and daddy went to school and they graduated and they got a good job.
That was the way.
Because their loans and their freaking intuition wasn't as high as it was now.
Yeah,
the
it's a whole different game,
bro.
brother.
You know what I mean? Like, I've learned so much. I can have a mutual conversation with someone about AR technology, voice technology, artificial intelligence. I can talk about that shit with people because I don't know, bro. I just put myself in a position to learn it. It's not about me being smart. It's just me being in a better position than you. I'll put myself in a position. Back in the day, in football days, I never believed that hard work beats talent. I never believed it, because I had an NFL star that was on the other side of that football field with me that played. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I played Oak Grove High School, Cheeto was the other corner and I was the right corner. And I could never compete at his speed. Like, he was always outrunning me. He was always catching balls faster than me, stuff like that. It's not like I wasn't a hustler. I was good. I was talented.
Yeah.
But it was just the fact that his talent outweighed my hard work. In the business world, it's completely different. Hard work beats talent every time.
Yeah.
You know how many people I know that are talented, that can produce music, that can make videos, that can produce articles. They can do it whenever they want. But I know some motherfuckers that will wake up early in the morning, get it done. They'll do 3 in a week, come back and be like, what's next? these are the people that at this day and age in this industry, hard work does beat talent.
Yeah.
So all you talented motherfuckers, wake the fuck up, because your job might be diminished because someone else that works harder than you might take it from you. Young Suave right here might take it. Young Jonathan might take it. Young Bulls might take your shit. Because you got people on Craigslist that are over here getting easy money from people that believe that their job is hard, but there's motherfuckers that will do it for half your price or for a price in general because these guys are doing it for free. You see what I'm saying? Like, these guys are just committed because they believe in the vision. The vision is what is going to manifest. It's a matter of believing in it.
Say that, dude.
But yeah, I think I spilled enough gems for tonight. Yeah.
Oh, real quick, man, just real quick before we sign off.
Yep.
Do you have a day job?
I don't. This is my full-time job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because when you were talking about the schedule, I was like, God damn. And, any hours a day or part-time something?
Oh, no.
It's full-time?
Full-time, bro.
That's
all
fucking
day,
dope.
every day.
Okay.
I'm about to go to the Oakland Flea Market tomorrow.
For what?
Like, to go sell merch. That's our capital. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
I do everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I do everything. I'm saying, like, I do all the hard stuff for everybody.
Okay.
Like, me doing that, I'm dealing with the stuff that they don't need to deal with about building a business. I want to simplify their work. Because I can easily be like, hey, let's do pop-ups. Nobody wants to go do a pop-up. That's my business to handle. Nobody wants to sit down with an old-ass white dude and an investor talking about a potential investment. I'm the only one that's meant for that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is where my skill set plays. I still contribute. It's just a matter of believing in me. Let me lead, and then you guys manifest yourselves in your own element. You see what I'm saying?
That's dope.
So I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna happen. I'm telling everybody on camera while I can, because your show will pop off, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, I remember. We're gonna do a throwback Thursday where EQ talked about the first interview. Now that we're in our studio in LA, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just manifestation, bro. Speaking into existence is real. You know what I'm saying? Like me, and I laugh at it, bro, when people make fun of the fact that I'm talking these words so confidently, like. It just fuels me, bro. The more you say, the more data you give me, the more information I learn, because those constructive things that you're saying, right? They're like, oh, he's too slow in his words, or he's saying, I don't know, just like random stuff.
Something, yeah.
I'm collecting information from you, and I'm bettering my craft every single day.
That's kind of what I tapped in with the interview. I think it was No Jumpers with Gary Vee.
Yep.
And he was like, yeah, like. I read all the comments. Gary Vee was saying this. He's like, I read all the comments. Like,
he does.
It's just like, data, bro. Like, just taking it in.
He said that too in the Nipsey Hussle one in the beginning. He said, you probably think I'm watching the video, but I'm really just reading the comments, and I'm just loving it because you're just telling me everything I need to do to get better.
That's why.
Because it's true, bro. It's just optimism. I have a form of optimism that can't be broken, bro. I've dealt with so much bullshit in my life that there's no going down from this point. I'm just going up at this point, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it really is.
That's fucking dope.
Like, our lab, bro, like, wasn't even there 2 months ago. Somebody gave me a chance to make it happen if I did a certain labor of work. I said, all right, I'll do it. Next thing you know, we got it. Now that I got it, now I got them. Now that I got them, what's next? You see what I'm saying? I'm just, bro, I've been throwing gems at this guy since I met him, and he's still, like, surprised. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, bro, because you're going to grow hella quick. I mean, they say, tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are. Yeah. It's who you surround yourself with.
Exactly.
The growth levels are fucking wild. Once you leave a certain group and go to a different group, like,
it's serious.
It
really is.
You grow so much. It's fucking wild.
Filtering my circle has been the most toughest things, because I have friends I've been best friends with since, like, first grade, second grade, play football with since Pop Warner. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are tough decisions you got to make. But it's like, a lot of people, they're so self-conscious of doing it because they're afraid of, like, losing those friendships, or even just in general, they don't want to be perceived as the person that cuts everybody off. I'm not cutting nobody off. I still got love for those people. At the end of the day, when we see each other, it's always love all the time. Like, I have friends that I haven't seen in like 6 months, but when I see them, it's like, hey, what's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all love, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I think having that is what separates, a friendship, what people would perceive it, versus an actual sincere relationship you got with a family member or a friend or a significant other or whatever it is. So, like it's not based on time, it's based on impact. That's what I'm saying. Like, friends are what impacts you the most. I got friends that were in my life all my life but fucked me over. You see what I'm saying? Like, they was the ones that made it easier for it to happen, because I was vulnerable to them because I trusted them. You see what I'm saying? Like, but I'm just, like I said, I'm not a person that dwells, bro. If something happens, I just move forward, fall forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it is.
I love it, bro. Well, good luck in your whole endeavor, in your
we
journey.
Gotta take this shit off, man.
Yeah,
off the mat.
Yeah, this shit's dope, man. I like your whole vision, I like what you're doing, brother.
Yeah, I'm just glad to be here. Shit, I'm glad to be on the east side. I need to get me some tacos on the way back.
Yeah, thanks.
And
we gotta hit up the party next door.
Yeah, thanks for sliding through.
Thanks
for sliding through.
Yeah,
thanks for sliding through.
Most definitely.
That's cool. Jonathan, thanks for sliding through, guys. But yeah, real quick, this is War Radio signing off. It was great fucking conversation.
Handles.
Handles, real quick. BQ, your handle.
Your social media handle.
Oh yeah,
social media handle.
The hell you talking about? My left handle. Nah, it ain't exclusive. It ain't an EMLN Exclusive. It's your boy BQ. Make sure you tap in with the YouTube channel at EMLN Exclusive and EMLN Labs, and follow Instagram at EMLN Exclusive, and then my personal page at BQUUU. That's BQUUU. Pull up and slow feed, don't eat, and make sure you fucking get your shit rolling. All love 2018, man. Still in the meeting all day, every day.
Real quick, shout out to everybody that's doing something, that's spreading love, that's unifying people. Let's get it. What was it?
Bro, leave that hate shit behind. Look, I'm gonna tell everybody right now because I want this. Make this the promo, bro.
We got like 10 seconds.
All right, make this promo. Look,
pause right here.
No, go.
All you motherfuckers that fucking waste your time talking all this shit. Reverse your strategy, show love. I guarantee you'll get more progress. That's all I gotta say.
Spread love, baby. Spread love.
We out.
All love 2018.
We out. Peace.
Till next time.
I got some real ass niggas, better hope you never meet. Put them in a bag like a fucking shopping spree. Pulling up in mass, it's not fucking Halloween, but niggas playing with my name, they gon' fucking remember me. Whoa, okay, now back to this rap shit. Smack the metal out your mouth, I'm the new black.